Sally Kirkland was one of the most distinctive and emotionally fearless actresses of her generation. Her life and her career were defined by bold choices, spiritual exploration, and an unwavering commitment to artistic truth. She was born into a creative family in New York City, where the arts were part of everyday life. Her mother, also named Sally, worked as a respected fashion editor, and their home was filled with painters, photographers, and writers. It was in this environment that Sally discovered her fascination with expression and the human spirit. From an early age, she gravitated toward performance. She studied dance, painting, and theater before ultimately finding her home in acting. Her devotion to the craft led her to the actor's studio, where she trained under the legendary Lee Strasberg. This training shaped her identity as an artist. She embraced method acting not simply as a technique, but as a way of life. For Sally, the emotional core of a character was sacred. She believed that honesty on screen could awaken empathy in the world, and she carried that belief into every role. Her breakthrough arrived in 1987 with the film Anna. It was the role of a lifetime, demanding complete emotional surrender. Sally delivered a performance so powerful that it earned her the Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. In Anna, she revealed the complexity of an aging artist fighting to preserve her identity and sense of purpose. It was a performance filled with pain, humor, ferocity, and vulnerability. Critics and audiences recognized that they were witnessing something rare and authentic. It became the defining role of her career. But Sally Kirkland's story was far bigger than a single performance. She appeared in more than 200 films and television shows. She brought depth to classics like The Sting, Private Benjamin, JFK, and The Player. She showed her comedic timing on sitcoms such as Roseanne, Three's Company, and Head of the Class. She moved effortlessly between drama and comedy, independent films, and major studio productions. Her presence on screen was unmistakable because she carried emotional truth into every frame. Beyond her acting, Sally was a teacher, healer, and mentor. For decades, she led acting workshops that encouraged courage, vulnerability, and emotional exploration. She believed in nurturing the whole human being, not just the performer. Students often said that Sally did not simply teach them to act. She taught them to listen, to feel, and to live with honesty. Her generosity and humor made her a beloved figure in the artistic community. Her personal life was marked by activism and compassion. She spoke openly about wellness, human rights, and issues affecting marginalized communities. She supported AIDS awareness during a time when few were willing to speak loudly. She used her platform to highlight suffering and to remind the world of its shared humanity. Friends described her as someone who would drop everything to help a stranger in need. She lived with a spirit of service as deep as her passion for the arts. In her later years, she continued to perform, to teach, and to inspire. She never stopped being an artist. She never stopped seeking connection. She never stopped believing in the transformative power of storytelling. Her legacy remains a testament to the courage that comes from emotional honesty and creative freedom.
Here she is, guys and gals and pals, Sally Kirkland. She's with us. She never left us. And thank you all for joining us tonight on the Sally Kirkland Tribute Show. To those commenting, to those watching, I do want to remind you all, of course, that upon watching this broadcast, this very special broadcast, we're live now For all your friends and family members who want to watch this, if they can't watch it live, they'll be able to see it tomorrow night. This will not be available until tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Once we go dark, it will be available again at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on our YouTube channel right here. But I want to shout you guys out for inviting us to your living room so we can honor Sally Kirkland, guys and gals. I don't have a script. I'm going to speak from the heart, but I'm always going to tell you that it's easy to speak from the heart when it comes to celebrating people like Sally, because that's what she did. That was her way. She and I first met briefly, and this was very brief, way back in the year 2014. And it was a quick hello. I knew her for work. A lot of people knew her for work. But when you delve deeply into her resume, you start realizing that Sandra Bullock owes her a lot. Robert De Niro owes her a lot. Liza Minnelli and Robert Redford owe her a lot. Roseanne Barr, Barbara Streisand, Bob Dylan. You're wondering, wait a minute, Avi, what are all these? What do they have to do with Sally? Well, Sandra Bullock was sitting under the learning tree of Sally Kirkland when she wanted to pursue storytelling. Same can be said for Liza Minnelli, who was taught by Sally Kirkland, and Roseanne Barr, and Barbara Streisand. And that's storytelling, guys. She was also a yoga instructor, and she taught the likes of Robert De Niro, Robert Redford, Bob Dylan. She impacted the lives of a lot of people that we probably will never know. And she did it quietly. She did it thoughtfully. I want to say hi to all of you here. Kelly, hello. Nice to see you, my friend. Classy Times, hello. Good evening to you as well. Got 1,000 of you watching already. Thank you so much. This is not a TCAN Celebrity Tournament night. We'll be back next week. Final lap of round number 2. But this is all about Sally tonight. That is an incredible list of talent that owes her a lot, says Giselle. Phil says she always spoke from the heart. She deserves this. She was a kind soul. Guys, hang around because we're going to show you even more clips of Sally. We have a special outro for Sally, and we have a special video of Sally's finest moments here on TKN. And this is not going to be a long broadcast, actually. This is not going to be one of our longer broadcasts. This is all about Sally from beginning to end, although I do have a special video that I thought was appropriate tonight for many different reasons. I know everyone's watching and our suits and ties are watching as well. We want to thank Progresso Suit for believing in pretty much anything I pitch to them. And same can be said for Prime, who loves what we're doing as well. And I want them to take a look at Kelly White, who's one of our special hosts. We're going to start seeing video packages of some of our TCAN hosts and some of their finest moments. Tonight will be Mr. Kelly White on this broadcast, so stay tuned for that. Chad, TCAN loves Sally. Yes, we do. Neon Nightwing, a beautiful woman who shared hours of joy with the world, without question. Absolutely a lot of love for Sally Safari. I'm totally with you there. Thank you, Cage. She is smiling down on us, says Phil. Hello, Pete. Nice to see you. Yeah, more tribute to come, David. Thank you so much for joining us as well. D-Man, good evening to all of you. Hello, Mark. I see you in the comment section. Allison is there with us as well. I did see Milton. Hello, Allison. We have Richard. Thanks to the sponsors, Progresso and Amazon Prime. Absolutely, sure. We have another comment here that I missed. I believe it's from... Can't pull this up here. Chad, such a beautiful and kind lady. Such a loss to the world. Yeah, but heaven gained. Quite the angel, Chad. Quite the angel. And you know what, guys? I don't really look at it as a loss in the sense that whether you're spiritual or not, the one thing you can ask yourself when it comes to humanity is, do you have faith? And you don't have to be religious to have faith. You don't have to buy into religion if you have faith. And I have faith in people. I have faith in the best we could bring out of people by being present. And that's what Sally was. Sally gave her very best to people that didn't think they had anything to offer. We had a lot of conversations, and here's one for you, okay? We had a conversation in 2021, and you're going to see footage of Sally and I on screen, but we had a lot of conversations off screen. One conversation I recall vividly is when I asked her, I said, "Why do you still feel compelled to go live on Facebook and talk to your viewers and really carve out time for them?" And I wanted to really have an understanding of why she felt like she always said she owes them part of herself. And she said it best. She said, "Without them, I wouldn't realize that I'm special." And I go, "Well, what does that mean, Sally? I mean, you knew you were talented." I don't know if you guys know this about Sally, but Sally Kirkland, she's actually Sally Kirkland Jr. She had a huge insecurity problem about being the daughter of a famous woman whose byline was Sally Kirkland. So she always had to live up to standards, even as a 5-year-old. She was in the public eye since she was 5. And I said to her, I asked her, "You've been in the public eye for such a long time. You're an Oscar nominee. You're a Golden Globe winner. I mean, what?" She says, "Well, that's what they give you when they either want you to feel celebrated, loved, or when they want you to go away. That's what they give you." I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, in my case, they wanted me to go away because what I stood for wasn't exactly aligned with their objectives out there in Hollywood." And I understood that because I've been in this game for a long time. And we traveled in the same circles. I tried to understand her, but I still couldn't find out why she felt compelled to be on every day on Facebook, giving so much of herself to others. And she said, "The moment I forget who's listening is the moment I stop listening to the voice in my own head." She says, "I need to be reminded that I'm not here alone. I need to be reminded that some of the same pains and aches and some of the same grievances and some of the same obstacles people have in social media land are problems that I'm dealing with every day." So all of you reminded her of her own humanity. It's kind of cool when you think about it. How much we need each other without thinking we do. How many times have you guys had an issue in your life? Tell me in the comment section. How many times have you had an issue in your life that made you feel so alone and so afraid to speak up because you felt like nobody would understand you? And that's Sally in a nutshell. She would talk about things during her Facebook lives that weren't exactly Hollywood-esque. A bit more about her. And you guys, again, can let us know here in the comment section when you felt alone and what made you feel less alone. I'm sure I would never have been an actress, Sally told me. She never really thought she would, but she started as a model with legends like Sandra Dee, Tuesday Weld. Because of her mom's fame, she met Jackie Onassis, and she actually portrayed her in a stage play. So, and in the story, Jackie didn't want her husband to be the president. So in one scene, she's on their sailboat, and she puts a rope around her neck and throws herself overboard in an attempt to end it all and make a statement about how she didn't want to share him to the world. And it was such an emotional role. She put so much into it. Jackie knew the playwright. Jackie knew her mom, Sally's mom, and she came backstage to tell Sally Kirkland, our Sally, how touched she was, how great she thought she was in the play. They were crying together. Sally Kirkland and Jackie Onassis. It's incredible when you think about who's watching, when you don't even know who's in the audience to begin with. Shelley Winters was her godmother, and not in the religious sense, but in the sense that she sort of adopted her when she was 18. Sally Kirkland's mom was so busy that she never saw her, and her father couldn't stand that she was in show business. So it was Shelley Winters. You could look her up, obviously an icon, a legend in this industry. Let me read some of your comments here before I continue further. And thank you guys again for giving me your ears. When used constructively, social media can be a powerful tool. I agree with that. Yes, she wants to be here, so she is electronically. Chad, too many times, Avi, until I found awesome people like you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate Chad. I appreciate you taking the time to share that with us. Neon Nightwing, Alice and I were chatting about how sincere connection is important. Without question, it is. Yeah. I love how Joe says when you make these tributes, I'm sure Sally's watching now. I hope she is. When did you feel alone, and what made you feel less alone? Thank you, Giselle. That was the question. I want to hear from you guys. You're more than just commenters. Guys, this is what TCAN is. We're not here to do the norm. We're not here to get clicks and be divisive and lean towards the negative. I heard a podcaster, what a dirty word that is, a podcaster. I heard a podcaster the other day say, hey, like, I wish I could talk about sunshines and rainbows. And I'm thinking in my head, why don't you? Is anyone putting a gun to your head and saying don't? Oh, wait, you're not going to get as many clicks. Gotcha. Okay. Then it's really sad that you have to conform and do something because you think that maybe you're financially driven towards doing something that you don't like because you want to become fill in the blank. That's pretty sad. It really is. And that's not a knock on this podcaster, but that's where many of us are in society. But I don't really concern myself with following a trend. I mean, we can have a nice time here like we are. And this is what TCAN is. It's a living room conversation where we honor people like Sally Kirkland, where we stop TCAN celebrity tournament action for a moment to remind ourselves, hey, you know what? We're here for each other. We're going to celebrate someone that meant so much to us. That's how I feel about it. Let's get some more of your comments here. I'm going to read them out loud. The family's all together, says Phil. She didn't know how powerful she was, says Time. I agree. We have more comments here. I live alone and often feel that way. Let me ask you this, Neon Nightwing. You say you live alone and you feel that way. Do you feel alone because you're living alone? You could find a lot of reward in the time you spend with yourself. Oftentimes, I've been very, very proud of the fact that I got to know myself through silence, which I know when you watch this show is hard to believe. I get that. But I've actually discovered more about myself through silence and therefore didn't feel alone. But it can feel as if you are. I'm not going to tell you, well, don't feel alone because we're here for you. What I am going to tell you is we are here for you. And we want you to feel comfortable sharing your thoughts because that's what TCAN is. With all the numbers and views we have now, we haven't lost our humanity. It is always going to be about you, the engine that makes this thing go. Mark, just finding out about Sally. There's so many talented and courageous people out there. You're right. You're right. And this video we're going to queue up right now will hopefully give you guys more. As I'm giving you some tidbits about her life as well. Forming connections online is not a bad thing. It's many people's only lifeline, which is true, David. Which is absolutely true for many reasons. Let's see other comments we have here. Found family over given family. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the family we make isn't necessarily the family we have to take. The bonds that we create. And think about how we're doing this here through what? A device? We're able to connect with people. That's why your voice matters. That's why what you say matters. That's why how you feel and how you connect with people honestly matters, because sometimes you don't have a second chance to explain yourself in life. Mark, you never know what connections you will make when you put yourself out there. Sure. Yeah. Is there a safety net? Do we feel safer knowing that we're putting ourselves out there, Mark, when the recipient is someone we trust? Sure. But maybe we shouldn't distrust people until we should. I mean, we're all feeling essentially the same things at certain times, right? So we can relate to each other automatically. Phil, what made me feel less alone? I wrote song lyrics to express my feelings. A friend wrote music for it, and I felt much better. I'm glad you didn't sing it though, Phil. I've heard you singing, so that wouldn't have made me feel better. But I'm glad it made you feel better. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Give me a break. The bond in the TCAN family is the best feeling in the world. We have one from again Neon Nightwing, half and half. I like my alone time. There's a difference. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. When you don't like your alone time, what do you do about it? What do you do about that when you don't like your alone time? Do you pick up the phone? Do you call someone when you feel like you need to be heard, when you feel like you need to have a conversation, stimulation? What do you do? What do you do to offset that feeling? No, Classy says, I just want to finally make it. The struggle is real. Yeah, but define making it. I mean, let me ask you this. Would you be more content being in a room full of strangers that celebrate your name without knowing who you are? Or would you feel a bit more fulfilled in life celebrating a day with one or two people that you do know that will be there for you at the very end? So, I mean, what's making it, right? Like and why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want all of you to realize, yes, you matter. We just had a lovely workshop last night. where you told stories absolutely free. And I was proud of all of you that were there in attendance. We do that twice a week here on TKN. Some more comments here, guys. You come first. Hello, Sal. Nice to see you. Touching people's souls through an internet connection. It can be done. It's being done, absolutely. Small scale connections matter, in my opinion. More comments? Guys, you are the voice of this network, so please. My cup is always full after becoming part of TKN. Thank you, Classy. Appreciate that. Guys, listen, if you want something salacious, go watch something else. I heard John Cena's wrestling his last match tonight. By all means, go watch it. But what this is about, what we're doing tonight, isn't a ratings grab. We don't do that. We're here to honor people we love. I'll tell you a little story. Some of the suits and ties asked me, are you going to do a tournament match tonight? I go, no, I'm celebrating Sally. Okay. 2 days later, same suit and tie. Hey, are you doing a tournament match on the 13th? No, I'm celebrating Sally. And that's what we're doing. We're celebrating Sally. Some more comments. Guys, your voice is being heard, so feel free to let us know anything you'd like, and I will read it out loud. Classy, right? I always give people one chance. After that, I will not be able to trust them. Yeah, being burned is not a good feeling, for sure. I hear you there. Thank you, Chad. You have a great heart yourself. Appreciate you too, man. You are one of the most passionate human beings I know, Chad. You are extremely passionate. Nia Nightwing, yes, I'll go out and call someone as I feel I need to. Okay, that's cool. That's great. It's good to know. More and more comments here. Looking forward to learning more about our guest of honor. Okay. More videos, guys. If you want to see what she's done here on TKN, great. But more about Sally Kirkland. Sally was in the actor's studio during a very important time in her life. The actor's studio was the place to be at the time, especially. A lot of people, of course, became legends in this incredible craft. At the time she was there, Lee Strasberg was teaching the lessons, but a lot of the storytellers there were also allowed to sit in on the playwright and directing sessions and were given so much freedom as a result. So she was there at that time. And she learned the method, which is basically truth. There's more to it than that. And then she went on to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and learned how not to tell stories. And it's very indicative in that worst way of British storytelling, where you speak well and move well, but it's not coming from the heart. I'm sorry, Giselle. I know you probably don't like that last comment, but it's true. I mean, a lot of the British storytellers nowadays are very method, if you want to call it that. I think of Michael Fassbender, who's German-Irish. I know that, but he's totally, he commits to method, but it's not what most people think method really is. So using emotional recall, using personalization. Sally and I would always talk about this, guys. If you want to know about Sally's life, this is Sally's life outside of TCAN, but when it came to our discussions, we would talk about the craft a lot. A lot. She was officially 10 when she started. She was really shy. And it was a way for her to hide behind characters so that the real Sally wouldn't have to emerge. And as she did it more, she grew to love playing so many different kinds of women. She went to an all-girls school and she was 5'9". And a lot of times she was cast as the leading man until she was 18. And she didn't mind that so much because it gave her a ton of power, as she said. And she got to do Shakespeare very young. When she did Anna, she won the Golden Globes. She was reassessing her male voice from when she was a young girl playing men, which is incredible when you think about that. And I told her something that I agree with. I said, I don't think any storyteller can really call him or herself a storyteller unless they put in time with Shakespeare, because it shows up. It always shows up in the work at some point, whether it's just not being able to have breath control, not being able to appreciate language as poetry, as music, not having the power that Shakespeare automatically instills within you. So we had a lot of great conversations about the Bard. More of your comments right now. Thank you guys again for being here. Hello, Willie Wilson. She did an incredible job playing an Anna. Chad, absolutely she did. I totally agree with you. Phil, if it doesn't come from the heart, it's not real. I don't know about that. It could be. It could be. You may not recognize that it's not real, which makes it real if you're not aware of the fact that it isn't. There's much to be learned from British storytelling techniques. There's more than just the formula. Of course there is. Of course there is. But also, I think if you tend to be a bit of a snob about this, not you, David, then you might think there's too much to learn from them, because who are them? Who are they? Are they one group of people? I tend to look at the individual, regardless of where they come from and what they learned. Pedigree is a thing, though. Fassbender is compelling on screen. Yeah, he is. Any favorite roles, Mark? A Fassbender that you like? Mr. Ed Hauser. Hauser, buddy, look at this. New nameplate for Ed. Nice to see you, my South Jersey brother. Nice to see you. Willie Wilson, I've been watching on my big screen, so I think I need a comment. I'm learning a lot about Sally. Thank you. Very interesting. Thank you so much. Willie E. Wilson has been with us for a while. We appreciate you. Ask any question you'd like. Pete Sharpie, or I should say Peaceful Pete. Hearing your conversation about Sally and watching this tribute is much more entertaining than a John Cena match or a modern wrestling at that. Here. Thank you. Appreciate that. Give it up, though, guys. I'm going to give it up to John Cena. What a career he's had. To come back and still be in tip-top shape and leave it all on the line for his fans. And it's not just a cash grab. That's not what it is. He actually turned down a lot of roles in Hollywood this year that would have paid him a lot more. It says a lot. Sally will always be hot lips to me. Yes, I know exactly which role you're talking about. That is from Neon Nightwing. Thank you. Lee Feathers, nice to see you. Welcome, Lee Feathers. We got a video coming up. To be honest, I look at films holistically. I'm more writer and director than actor focused. Why be one over the other? Why limit yourself? You're more writer-director than storyteller focused. Well, let me ask you this. A writer and director walk into a room. They meet a storyteller. The storyteller feels compelled to tell both the writer and the director that they can't really relate to them as much because they're storytellers, or at least they're focused on one area of storytelling. Well, storyteller's out of work and can't get a job. So storyteller has to write his or her own story. Storyteller now has to direct his or her own story. Storyteller has to be resourceful. Storyteller has to make sure he or she is out of their own box. Storyteller becomes all three. It's a beautiful thing. It happens all the time. How's everyone doing tonight? Doing well, Lee. Thank you so much for asking. I like John Cena in The Peacemaker. Have not seen that. We need a lot of that today, though. Let's see who else is here with some more comments. But, David, I do like discussing everything with you, history and philosophy. Hey, Avi, always glad to be here. I love this show. Thank you. We love having you here, Lee. It's great to have you. I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done this. I don't really like to go solo because I don't want to shine the light on me. But I do want to talk about Sally because she meant a lot to me. So let me continue doing that unless you guys have more questions, which I'll be happy, or observations or statements. So, Colado Howard, thank you for the comment. The conversations between Sally and you were one of the first significant conversations on the craft. I remember when TCAN started. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very true, says Sal. Oddly enough, I was watching the Three Stooges bit with family today, and they did a bit where they used Shakespeare-style storytelling as well. Absolutely hilarious and appreciated. Yeah, and they all came from vaudeville. Everyone back then came from vaudeville. The Marx Brothers included, some of my favorites. I think you could be both you could be both a Marx Brothers fan and a Three Stooges fan in the same way you can be an Elvis fan and a Beatles fan. I think that those two things can coexist. Shakespeare, says Mark, forged his works in, well, yes, a dangerous place to live at the time. Are we in such danger today? You know what's funny? Well, the first question I have for you is, was there a bard? Were there many? It's an interesting question that pops up a lot of times. Was there one? Was there any? Was there many? Were there many? What was Sally's first thoughts of TKN? Great question. Sally didn't know what to make of TKN, but she knew it was different. She knew that this platform wasn't exactly a podcast. And back then I wasn't calling this a podcast either. I don't know. I don't think I called it free preview because it wasn't a free preview. But yeah, she realized that this was a place where a lot of effort and research and time was being put in. Yeah, but in the traditional sense, it wasn't an interview because I don't want to ask questions that get people too comfortable. I didn't want Sally or anybody else to feel too comfortable, if that makes sense. Like, okay, he's now going to chronologically go from point A in my career to point Z. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to mix it up a little bit and not go personal because I don't like doing that either, but being able to talk again about philosophy, about the whys. Why did this role speak to you, and why did you make this particular choice in this scene that I researched? Boom! Now we got something. Now we can go deeper. Great question from Pete. Classy, I know the heart is in the right place. Thank you, Avi. Thank you so much, guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying this one-on-one session I'm having. You so much. The words, the rhythm of the words and syllables tell the story and tell you so much about a character. I totally agree with you. Absolutely. Great comment there from Giselle. Unless you're talking about 5 words with 6 syllables, just no one has time for that. No one has time for that. Linguistic depth. Absolutely. Linguistic depth. There's so much to be learned. This is a comment I think I already read. Always young. Sally was also always young at heart. That's one of the things I loved about Sally. T-Can family. Shakespeare is a deep topic. We covered Shakespeare with Dakin Matthews and Bruce Davison. I taught Shakespeare for years. I miss it. If you notice that John Amos clip where I talk about iambic pentameter, there's a language that people are intimidated by, which they shouldn't be. Shakespeare actually teaches us how to speak, believe it or not, if we're willing to. But Sally, back to Sally. She taught me a lot as well about the Bard and some of the works and how we can contrast and compare certain things about the Bard. I play a game called Where Thou At, and she loved that. And she was the first person I played with, but I played that game with her off camera, where I take a bunch of Shakespearean characters and put them in these modern day hypothetical situations. And she had a ball doing that. She always told me she wanted to go back to the stage, how she missed the stage so much. And you hear that a lot from successful storytellers. Whether they're excelling in film or television, they want to go back to the stage. That essentially, they want to go back to their roots. Mark, Shakespeare was allowed to live because, I read this comment of yours. It was a great comment. Sounds like a fun game. Yeah, we played it with Bruce and Dakin. And speaking of Bruce and Dakin, Chad, Bruce and Dakin did an incredible job in their conversation about Shakespeare. Indeed, one of my favorite episodes. Joe says, I would love to hear what you have to say about the Bard. And you will coming up. I've been following Dame Sarah on Instagram and TikTok. Great resource for Shakespeare, especially pronunciation. Pronunciation. How about that? Pronunciation for the word pronunciation. What else do we have here? I'm being a language snob. What did Sally confront in her life to forge her stories? A lot. And I think what I can do is play a video, but I do want to bring this up about Sally as well. So she had ambitions early on. She wanted to be the best storyteller in the world, and she saw the difference between being the best storyteller and the best celebrity. And I always say that too. I can't help anyone become a celebrity or a star. I can help you become a more honest storyteller. So she knew what being a celebrity was because of what she was inherited into. So she had to learn how to be a storyteller. And she learned a lot about dramedy. When the audience thinks they're going to laugh, make them cry, and vice versa. And I remember her always telling me about that. And I would exchange stories about how I thought there has to be a comedic foil as well. A lot of times, if you want an old curmudgeon to highlight a comedian, all they have to do is give the comedian who's maybe doing some slapstick a reaction that makes that person seem funnier to us. So it's being able to work with others and being able to know that everyone has a defined role. The first role that gave her a lot of satisfaction was The Sting. Robert Redford, Paul Newman, Robert Shaw, a classic film. And she had a scene with Robert Redford, and the first part was enough for her to sink her teeth into. And over the years, a lot of people told her that their favorite Redford moment ever was when he was watching her in The Sting. She, of course, worked on Blazing Saddles, Tony Scott's Revenge, JFK. Yeah. Her friendship with Oliver Stone was very powerful. She knew secrets about the JFK assassination that would make Jesse Ventura blush. She knew a lot about the JFK assassination, by the way, because of that film and what was left on the cutting room floor. Rest in peace, condolences. Yes, thank you so much, Richard. More comments here. We have one from Lee Feathers. We'll miss our dear friend Sally Kirkland. She was amazing, great part of the film industry. She shined. God bless her. Absolutely. The stage is the core of where we cultivate those early tools and instincts. It really becomes such a sacred place. I wonder if athletes look at the sports field in the same way. But the problem is, you use the word sacred now, or sacred place. Use the word scared. I was going to say if you actually typed in sacred and flipped a couple of letters around, it becomes scared. And a lot of storytellers are scared to go back to the stage. There is something to say about being honest and truthful on stage without a second take. Speaking of learning, I've loved learning. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that a ton. You've been giving a lot of yourself as well. Guys, here's a video I'm going to play. It's a video of Sally Kirkland's finest moments right here with us on TKN. She has appeared in over 250 roles in film and TV, including such blockbusters as the aforementioned Anna, Oliver Stone's JFK, The Sting, Private Benjamin, Ed TV, Bruce Almighty, Richard III, Three's Company, Roseanne, Kojak, Criminal Minds, Resurrection Boulevard, and Days of Our Lives. She received humanitarian awards, including Blue Cross and the Crippled Children's Society, an ordained minister in the Church of the Movement of Spiritual Inner Awareness. She teaches classes that combine drama, yoga, and meditation. I welcome to the green room a woman whose limitless talent and abilities are one of a kind, but pale in comparison to her kind soul that is always on display. I welcome Sally Kirkland to the green room. Hello, Sally. How are you?
Hey, darling. Thank you for having me, Avi.
Was that an Oscar-worthy intro or what?
Yeah, that was great. I loved it. As a minister, which I've been for since 1976 in the church, I was a caretaker for cancer and AIDS, and mostly cancer and AIDS for 10 years, and have spent my entire adult life in the movement of spiritual inner awareness, trying to help people. And acting is important to me, of course, but the Reverend Sally Kirkland can be seen on Facebook.
Yes.
Every day from 4 to 5, the Reverend Sally Kirkland shares spirit. I chant a little, and I do some blessings, and then I do what's called calling in the light, and then I chat with people who come in and talk with me. And
I love it because you connect and resonate with people so wholeheartedly. As they're typing in, you're catching almost every comment, and you're blessing them, and you're thanking them for showing up and giving you some encouragement, and you give them so much encouragement back. It's a positive. Guys, Facebook Live. It's great to watch your actual Facebook Live almost daily, Sally.
Other than filming with Eric and some other films recently, I've been on every day for a year and 3 days. My mother, from 1938 until 1947, was fashion editor of Vogue. And then in 1947, she went over to Life magazine and became the one and only fashion editor they ever had between 47 and 1969. And I got to tell her, you got to put Elvis on. And they did. And they didn't know who the mop heads were. And I explained to them that you have to put the Beatles on. And they didn't know who Bobby Zimmerman was, Bob Dylan. So my life was cut out for me when I was growing up to inform the senior editors of Life who was the happening person to put on the cover of Life. Yeah, I that was a good night for me. I was probably tears in my eyes accepting the Golden Globe. Then I was basically saying I thought we could have peace in the world.
Right.
If the artistic people, the writers, directors, musicians, actors, painters, everybody came together in the name of art.
And I love that you took that opportunity to speak about something that's bigger, which is peace on earth, and that means a lot to everybody. My next question is, in terms of projection and range, being 5'9", I mean, you played men at a young age. Was that advantageous for you as an artist? And if so, how was that?
My name is Anna Rokova. I come from Prague, Czechoslovakia. What you want? I don't want to talk about my personal life. You give me the script.
Don't mind. Would you let me do improvisation on the text? I'm not very good talking about my sex life.
But David Selznick was my mentor when I was a teenager, and he said to me, Sally, you're not going to make it as an ingenue because you're too tall. You may have trouble making it as a leading lady because you're beautiful, tall, too tall. So I figure you're going to make it when you're a character actress, and they're not going to be intimidated by you anymore.
I know you're really humble, and again, you have a lot of humility about you, so I'm going to say this because you won't. But the people that you trained under, and then of course who you trained, they read like a who's who. You study under the likes of Lee Strasberg, Hagen, Shelley Winters. You were ultimately the youngest actor to attend Lee Strasberg during a time where Paul Newman, a young Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Dustin Hoffman, they were all there. How liberating was it for all of you to work and study alongside one another?
Well, if truth be told, I dated Bobby De Niro in 1967, 68, 69,
Right.
like that. And I brought him to Lee Strasberg. I brought him to Shelley Winters, who put him in Roger Corman's Crazy Mama, Bloody Mama, Bloody Mama. And then Al Pacino and I both auditioned for the Actors Studio in 1964. And there's Bobby and me.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. My life was so interesting. I'm doing my autobiography now. I just finished a chapter on David O. Selznick, another one on Oliver Stone, which I think is going to be a bestseller.
Will I get a bit of a little blurb in your autobiography?
A little
Perhaps,
blurb
maybe.
about Avi,
Blurb.
Klein,
Something.
my Jewish friend Passover, who
Oh,
got on his show the day before Easter. Still going Passover, right? Yeah.
You're right about that, Sally. You're right about that. And you know, I want to bring up an interesting story because during the time in which you were cast, and this is interesting as well, when you were cast in The Sting, it coincided during a time, and correct me if I'm wrong, in which you decided to quit acting altogether because you were in the Smoky Mountains and found God. Is that right? Or
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. What happened was, let's see, I had met a man named Swami Satchidananda. I became a yoga teacher for him.
right?
And he got a bunch of us on a bus, and we headed off for the Smoky Mountains to get baptized. I called my then roommate, and he said, "Oh, Sally, your mother's looking for you, your agent's looking for you, everybody's looking for you." And I said, "Oh, yeah. So I called my mother. She says, "You got to call your agent. Where are you? You just got roles in The Sting and The Way We Were." "I'm going to be a yoga teacher from now on." He said, "Sally, I've been with you 10 years. What are you doing to me? Just do these 2 jobs and then quit acting."
He must have had like a midlife crisis after hearing that at that point. Yeah.
Oh my God, Gary said that. And finally, he had been with me 10 years, and I felt
Right.
sorry for him. I said, okay, listen, I'll do The Way We Were
Okay.
with Streisand and The Sting, and then that's it, okay? We hang up my hat, and he says, okay. So I went in to audition for George Roy Hill, famous director, big eyes, and this is to play the role of the stripper in
Sure.
Sting, the girlfriend of Redford. And I said, "Mr. Hill, would you mind if I do a dance for you first?" So I started dancing. And
To be honest, Sally, I wish I could say that I am. Is there a chance maybe that you can kind of give me a couple lessons and stuff? I got to tell you, I look like I could play the part of a disco dancer, but I'm anything but. I'm horrible.
There I am. I'm doing my dance, and I end up on George Roy Hill's lap. Anyway, he called Robert Redford, and he says, "Well, I don't know what to do. I was going to go to Vegas and get a stripper." And Bob says, no, Sally Kirkland, she's it. You got to hire her. So he did. So I'm on stage at Universal, and I see Redford in the side behind the curtains. I said, did you get me this job?" And he looks down at his feet, and he's very shy.
Yeah.
He says, "I thought you'd enjoy it." And
Wow.
he started my career big time, really. Michael Douglas, I knew back when I double dated with him. I was with Raul Julia, and he was with Brenda Vaccaro back in the day.
Did you actually conduct a eulogy for Raul Julia?
Yes, I did. How did you know that?
Well, you know, I kind of do my due diligence, but you were talking, of course, about Barbara Streisand, but you've also had students such as Sandra Bullock, Roseanne, Bill Paxton.
Sandra, real quick. Her boyfriend wanted her to quit. She was like 22, 23 in there. I said, "Sandra, you are going to be a big star. Bring the boyfriend to me. Let me talk to the boyfriend."
The boyfriend.
And, I had her do Shakespeare. I had her do a play called The Trip. Anyway, she did it. I put a showcase on. A director named Dan Adams saw her, and she got her first film.
Shelley Winters, an array of actors were holding up signs, guys, that read "The Actors for Sally." Awards are a symbol of respect and achievements that honor our hard work. But how important and amazing was it to receive such support in 1988 from your fellow peers, Sally?
Yeah, thank you for saying that.
Sure.
It's true. Outside the building of where they were doing the Oscars, there were all these actors with placards all around the block. "Actors for Sally Kirkland."
Yeah.
And it was very, I think I was, all the actors whose names you didn't know, I was like their hero.
Thank you for bestowing us with your presence tonight. I wish you the greatest night in the world tonight.
Thank you, Avi. God bless you and yours and all your audience.
As you know, we were on 7 days a week, 90 minutes and 2 hours every single day on the script. Since last July, the numbers are soaring high. Look up at that sky. And an iconic film, guys and gals, featuring an iconic actress is released. It affected those who watched it like a blow to the head, even though it was called The Sting. Her impact in the arts is as crystal clear as the name of her character in that movie, Crystal. I'm talking about the movie The Sting. I welcome back a positively, incredibly talented, wise, gifted, funny, intelligent, and humble human being, Academy Award nominee, Golden Globe winner, Sally Kirkland. Welcome to the Green Room for our second time and our second conversation. How are you tonight?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Avi. How did you do that thing where you were talking so fast? How did you learn how to do that?
I don't know.
I very few people can do what you did. That's amazing.
Maybe it's growing up in New York where you have to kind of talk loud and fast just to be heard.
Well, the acting teacher here, 35 years, commends you on your ability to do that. I'm very impressed.
Thank you so much, Sally. Would you agree, Sally, that as it pertains to short films, in a short amount of time, an artist can really open up the heart? Am I right?
Yes. And I'm happy to say that the week before last, I won the Best Actress playing the Betsy Palmer Award in the short film The Woman in the Room, written by Stephen King. And it will be on April 24th at 7 p.m. Pacific time in the Stephen King Short Film Festival online.
How important is the use of emotional recall for aspiring actors out there who may not be privy to the advantages of sensory work?
Well, all of it, emotional recall, sensory work, personal objects, as if this is all method acting. And I was lucky. I met Bobby De Niro in 1967. And anyway, I asked him if he would come to the Actors Studio.
Right.
And work with me. And he said, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. But then I brought him to meet Shelley Winters, and she saw right away what I saw. And one of the greatest compliments Lee Strasberg ever gave me was after seeing a scene from The Boob Tube, and Lee Strasberg said, if you put these two actors together, you have the perfect actor. Bobby's ability to do character, just like Stanislavski wrote Building a Character, and Sally's vulnerability. And that was the greatest compliment Lee ever paid me, to be brought in with Bobby that way. Anyway.
Was Robert De Niro, and I want to get to you also, because I almost feel like at that particular time, America wasn't really prepared for a strong woman like you. And you really are, in every which way, a tour de force. But with Bobby, was Robert De Niro a bit shy early on? He has that shyness about him, yeah?
Yes. Our first date, when we went to the 8th Street Playhouse in the Village, he didn't talk the whole way from the Upper East Side down there. So I kept this monologue going, and he never said a word. And after the film, when I told him he was going to be the hottest thing since Brando, he looked at his shoes.
Right.
Never said a word. But he did ask me if I would come back later that night and see him in Glamour, Glory, and Gold with all of Andy Warhol's superstars, Candy Darling, Ultraviolet, Jackie Curtis. And did I tell you this story?
No, not this one, no.
So I sat in the theater waiting to see my new friend Bobby.
Right.
And I keep waiting for him to come on stage, and I don't see him. And finally, at the intermission, I look at the program, and it says he's been on stage 6 times. He was playing 6 characters.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. That's what I mean when he's a brilliant character actor. He totally changed with his costume, his looks, his makeup, his accent, his whatever. And he just blew my mind. So many Bobby De Niro stories. But I loved him. I still love him. I introduced him to his best friend, a guy named Barry Primus, actor, director, producer, playwright. And they've been best friends now since 1967. And Barry called me last month and said, Bobby and I were talking about you for an hour. And he said, you got to tell Sally I love her. So that's the recent message.
And to know after all these years that still resonates, that's incredible. But Sally, I'm not surprised. You're the same individual that had a ton of your peers supporting you out of the goodness of their heart, because they knew in 1988 when you were up for an Academy Award, that was a grassroots movement. That's what was so beautiful about that. Seeing a collection of actors behind you and support you during the Academy Awards, unheard of, especially today. So I'm not surprised that there's so many people that still really tip their hat for you, proverbially speaking, because you've helped them out along the way.
Well, thank you, Avi. I remember they all had placards up around the wherever you go to see the Oscars. And I got out of my limousine in my gown or whatever it was. And then I see all these actors and they're screaming, "Actors for Sally." Oh my God, I just lost you. Oh, you found me. Oh, there I am.
There we go.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow. Anyway, it was very touching to my heart. I guess they called me an actor's actor.
An actor's actor.
But your question to young actors about emotional recall and all that, you really should. Yeah, I looked pretty good, didn't I?
Still do. Are you kidding me?
Aw, thank you. I believe that every actor should be able to go into their own lives,
Right.
pull out the most emotional moment. But whenever I have to do an emotional character, I just put on my headphones and play Bob Dylan's music, and the tears start coming.
Yeah, JFK 1991. What was it like working with Oliver?
It was incredible. I called him up and said, my mother knew Jackie Kennedy very well, and my godmother, Shelley Winters, knew Jack very well. And I've got to be in this movie, Oliver. And he said, "Oh, Sally, it's all cast." Anyway, 3 days went by and he called me and he said, "I thought of something." And he said, there were 3 women who were killed because they knew that Kennedy was going to be assassinated. And he said, one of them was Irv Kupcinet's daughter. By the way, he was a talk show host. The other was Dorothy Kilgallen, talk show host. And the third was Rose Sheramy, who worked for Jack Ruby. "I'd like you to come to my office in Venice and act out all 3 ladies." By the time I got to Rose Sheramy, he said, "She's on a heroin withdrawal. She's just found out that Kennedy's going to be killed by people she's hanging out with." Do you remember that this woman's thrown out of the car and I'm screaming, "You fucking asshole!" And then they bring me into the hospital and all bandaged up and the tears are streaming down my face and I'm screaming. Anyway, he gave me the part right away.
Perhaps you were being challenged by a man named John Roger, your spiritual teacher, to teach actors. Do you consider this to be an enduring part of your legacy? Training, teaching?
Yeah, sure. But you mentioned John Roger. He was my spiritual teacher.
But he implored you to go out and start training actors.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. You're right. He did. How did you know that?
Well, guess.
You're right. I was broke in the 70s, and he said, "Sally, why are you waiting for an acting job when you can teach actors?" And so he set me up to teach for a lot of his people, and I taught for 35 years. Oh, there I am, a yoga teacher for Swami Satchidananda in 1969, 70, 71, 72. I taught for 25 years.
Would you be able to help a guy like me out with yoga? Right. Okay.
I believe that yoga is great for back bending, forward bending, side bending.
Sure.
But never do the headstand, never do the shoulder stand. I'm going to be 80 on Halloween. Do you believe it? Me?
I don't believe it at all. No. No, we're going to have to talk in the back. You're going to have to prove it to me in the backstage, so a little ID or something. My last question for you is this. What aspects of yourself now still fascinate you the most, Sally?
My spirituality and sensuality.
You also did a film. I want to bring this up because one of our viewers had asked me about a film that you had done, and I had seen this movie a couple of times with the following gentleman, Nick Nolte over here. This is a still shot. Yeah.
Nick got me that role. I was living with Nick and his girlfriend for 5 years in Malibu, and it's called Off the Dark. What's it called? Off the Black.
This is an interesting game. I'm going to offer Sally a trio of options, and you guys and gals can play along as well. These trio of options, as it pertains to different film roles of the past. Of course, the game is called Give Me That Role. Give it to me. I'm not asking. Give me that role. I want it. The first trio of options I'll offer Sally are as such. Judy Garland's role of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, Michelle Pfeiffer's role as Catwoman in Batman, or the role of Scarlett O'Hara played by Vivien Leigh in Gone with the Wind.
I guess Gone with the Wind because I'm such a romantic, and Clark Gable was something else.
Is Jodie Foster's role as Clarice in Silence of the Lambs, Julie Andrews' role of Maria in The Sound of Music, or Sigourney Weaver's role as Ripley in the Alien films?
Julie Andrews. Again, I'm a romantic, and that music just brought so much tears to my eyes.
Carrie Fisher's role as Princess Leia in the Star Wars films, Frances McDormand's role as Marge in Fargo, great movie, or Gina Davis's role as Dottie in A League of Their Own.
Fargo,
sure.
Yeah, I love her.
What a multi-layered role that was, too. Incredible.
Yeah, she's an amazing actress, Frances. I did scenes of Blanche at the Actors Studio. I never got to do a full production, but it was so exciting to play Blanche Dubois. And Vivian Lee, of course, extraordinary. She's a Scorpio like I am.
I am as well.
You are?
Yes.
That explains why you can talk so fast.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And you're very intense, aren't you? You're very intense. You're a great lover. And when you go up, you go way up. And when you go down, you go way down. And then you spring back up, right?
I promise you, Sally, I'm going to record this soundbite of what you just said of me, and I'm going to listen to it myself at night. I'm going to meditate to what you just said. I need to hear that more often. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sally. I'll take it wholeheartedly.
Let me do a 40-second prayer. Dear Father, Mother God, we ask just now for your light and love and the light of Jesus Christ and all of the saints throughout the ages to surround, protect, and fill all of Avi's club, all of his family, all of his ardent admirers, and people who watch this show all the time. And we ask, Lord, for health, happiness, peace, joy, abundance, prosperity. We ask for healing on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And we're so grateful, Lord, for Avi. May he always be filled and protected with you, Lord. So be it.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you so much.
Okay. God bless you all.
We'll see you soon, Sally. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Bye-bye.
God bless you. It seems to me that right now, our special guest, who's in this tournament as well, who's got some great trivia questions, is now backstage. And let me bring her in. Guys and gals, Golden Globe winners, Oscar nominee, Sally Kirkland. Sally, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, Avi. Thank you.
It looks like a new individual who's entering this tournament who wasn't part of this field is a man that actually doesn't want to just push the pencil, so to speak. He wants to participate and have fun. Pete from Sharpie. Pete from Sharpie, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Hi, Pete.
How's your evening going?
Good, thank you. You?
Doing well. Thank you very much.
But it looks like all we have right now, guys, are some trivia and some Q&A. So I'll give you the topics. The categories are 80s basketball, 80s films, 80s music, Sally.
Music.
Guys, which 80s theme song was recorded in just 3 hours, Sally? Danger Zone, Top Gun, Eye of the Tiger, Rocky 3, I've Had the Time of My Life, Dirty Dancing, or D, Don't You Forget About Me, The Breakfast Club?
Dirty Dancing.
And that would be the right answer, guys and gals. So Sally right now is 1 out of 2. Which actor directed Three Men and a Baby? Leonard Nimoy, Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, or Steve Guttenberg?
Tom Selleck.
Guys and gals, he co-directed it with Leonard Nimoy, so far, yes, Sally got another one right. Which of these 80s movies did not earn Meryl Streep an Oscar nomination? Did not earn her a nomination? Out of Africa, Ironweed, Plenty, or A Cry in the Dark?
Ironweed.
Guys, Sally right now is on a roll. Let's see what Pete can do. I don't think Pete can do 4 out of 6, but we'll find out. Pete, we got music or basketball?
Trivia is not my forte, but I'm going to go with music.
Music. Which Madonna song? Well, you know what? Let's give you basketball. I'm going to pick for Pete, guys. He's a sponsor over here. Name the only 2 NBA franchises other than the Lakers and Celtics to win an NBA championship during the decades of the 80s. Bulls and 76ers, Pistons and Bulls, Pistons and Sixers, or Sonics and Sixers?
The Pistons and Sixers.
Guys, Pete got 1 right so far. If Pete gets this one wrong, Sally's officially won. Who coached 2 separate NBA franchises that went to the NBA Finals during the decade of the 80s under his tutelage? Chuck Daly, Casey Jones, Bill Fitch, or Pat Riley?
Pat Riley.
It would be Bill Fitch. So, guys, Sally Kirkland has won. She's won this trivia challenge, guys and gals. She's moved on. Pete, final words from you.
Baseball would have been a better choice for me, but thank you, Sally. You destroyed me in that round.
He's got to sneak that in there, Sally. He's got to talk about his preference in sports. But nevertheless, Sally, you know your films, you know your stuff, and you answer them so quick as well. That's incredible.
Well, you know how I remembered that Meryl Streep didn't win Ironweed? Because she was up for Ironweed when I was up for Anna for the Oscar. So I definitely remember that Cher beat us both out.
Number one, I gotta tell you this. Thank you for joining us. I'd love to still do more interviews, guys, because every time I sit here with Sally Kirkland, we find more about Sally Kirkland than we thought coming in. We find out a lot more. She delves deeply. She doesn't shortchange the masses. You speak about you're so well versed. Anything you'd like to tell our viewers before you come back again, because it's always a joy for me and for everybody watching right now when you're on, Sally.
Bob Dylan turns 80 on Monday. I left a message at his manager's, voicemail saying, right. Sally Kirkland, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Happy birthday to you.
And every time you grace this screen, you radiate it with positive energy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and for being a winner, Sally Kirkland.
Thank you, Avi.
Thank
God
you, Sally.
You.
Love you, Sally. She's a true main event, befitting of a finale. Let's welcome the inspirational Mrs. Kirkland, first name Sally. Hello, Sally Kirkland.
Hi.
Sally, you are always an amazing guest. You're always inspirational. But the first question I want to ask you is, how would you describe to one that is lost what it means to live in the present moment, Sally?
First of all, stay in this moment, not yesterday, not last night. Because we have a tendency sometimes to go through the dark night of the soul, and then instead of giving it up to God and sleeping it off, and the next day is a whole new day, we're still holding on to yesterday. So it's really important to be in the now. So if we stay in the now and live every day like it could be our last, then we're happy, we're having joy with whoever we're with. We experience unconditional loving, hopefully. And we let go of any negativity, and we go where the love is.
So well said. Sally Kirkland, guys and gals, is the epitome of what's right in this world, because you are a beautiful soul, you're a beautiful human being, and that comes from the heart. Anyone that knows me knows I don't mince words. You are a beautiful human being, Sally Kirkland.
Thank you, Avi.
And Sally, you had essentially told our audience as well, you love being here in the green room, you love our conversations, the feeling is mutual.
I love being in the green room. I love our conversations. I love that I won the trivia contest the last show I was on.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that I've done 250 movies and television shows.
What's the most liberating aspect of performing, whether it's on stage or in front of the camera, for you?
Well, Greta Garbo was once asked who was her favorite lover in her life, and she said the camera. And I would say that's true for me, too. When I'm in front of a camera, I go into a kind of zone, and I leave my body. I'm out of my body. It's a very spiritual experience. Film acting is all about the eyes of the soul. On stage, it's more about, I don't know if you can see my arms waving.
Yes.
It's more about body language. I've taught 2,000 people, and I'm about to start a workshop in Los Angeles within the month. I just love being an actor. I love it. I've been doing it since 1961, and I have never had to quit the business. I've acted every year since 1961 in all these films and television shows and plays.
Well, you haven't quit the business because it hasn't quit on you, because it calls you back, because it understands what an asset you are, not just in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, because every single time you assist people the way that you have, they become better performers. And I don't want to use the word better. I want to use the word honest. They become much more honest because you make them very aware of where they're around and how to tap into their strengths, Sally Kirkland.
Thank you. What if I should hire you to be my publicist?
Again, I want to let you know, Sally, that everyone who comes on here appreciates your honesty. And I know that there's someone in the back right now that wants to speak with you as well. She wants to ask some questions and inquire certain things. Miranda, host of the Serene Room, come on down.
Yes. Hi, Sally. It is so great to meet you. I have waited so long to finally have a conversation with you. You're one of my favorites. And you're the inspiration to all of us, especially on the Green Room. You know, we're all like aspiring to have such an amazing career as you've had. So one of my first questions, who is somebody that you would still want to work with that you haven't?
Okay. I love working with Barbara Streisand in The Way We Were, like I said, on stage, in Romeo and Juliet, and in A Star is Born. She kind of gave me my break because the first Hollywood film I did was The Way We Were. And then I love working with Paul Newman and Robert Redford in The Sting. And I love working with Kevin Costner in Revenge and with Jim Carrey in Bruce Almighty.
Amazing. All amazing, talented people.
I would love to star with Robert De Niro in a film. I used to do him in the 60s, and I helped him a lot. I got him his first Hollywood film, which was called Bloody Mama, with Shelley Winters, and I got him his Godfather audition, and he helped me.
What are your future goals that you would love to accomplish? You've already accomplished so much, but do you have anything in mind besides the Robert De Niro film?
And I would love to produce myself. Oh, I have a film coming out in the fall, hoping to get into Sundance in January, called Sallywood. And my former assistant 15 years ago wrote a screenplay about him being an assistant to this actress, Sally Kirkland. And it's not a documentary. It is about my life, but it's also fictional. I would like to at least win the Independent Spirit Award with Sallywood. Eric Roberts plays my agent. Keith Carradine plays my ex-lover. Jennifer Tilly is in it. Pacino Alonso.
Sally, you brought up someone right now, Jennifer Tilly. So, Sally, when I come to a town near you, we're going to have a feast. You're going to introduce me to Jennifer Tilly. And you know what, guys and gals? It can only happen because of the Green Rooms. Guys and gals, Sally Kirkland is an absolute delight of a human being. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today, and the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with a heart. And Sally Kirkland, you're all heart, and you share your heart, and I thank you for that. We thank Sally Kirkland for being who she is. Thank you tonight for joining us, Sally Kirkland.
Thank you, Avi.
Let's check off all the boxes. Awards galore, a teacher, and a healer. That's quite the impressive tally. Let's welcome to the Green Room and the new network, a gem of a human being. Last name Kirkland, first name Sally. Sally, welcome to the new network.
Hi there, Avi. Thanks for having me.
So great to see you again. It's been a long time, my friend. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm feeling good. You?
I'm doing great now.
Oh, good.
Because you light up the screen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you there.
This is the new show that Sally and I will be hosting as part of the new network.
Okay.
Like, you excited? You excited for the guiding light with Sally Kirkland?
Yeah, I love the graphic arts. I love what you did there with me.
I love what you do all the time, my friend. You light up a room. Thoughts you have for our viewers, Sally? Any thoughts, comments, or opinions?
Any thoughts? Well, I would just say, Father, Mother, God, we ask just now for your light to surround, protection, and fill Avi and all of his friends and fans with health and happiness and peace and joy and abundance and prosperity and loving, caring, and sharing, and all good things. So be it.
It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for that, Sally. But Sally Kirkland, guys and gals, Avi Klein, The Guiding Light, coming to a network near you. That's 48 shows right now, guys, and Sally's will inspire you. We'll go down that rabbit hole. we will cover the illustrious career of Sally Kirkland and talk shop with all of you.
All right. Thank you.
Sally, have a great night, my friend.
Thank you, Avi. God bless you.
Wow. Yeah. That thing I said earlier about sitting in your silence. Hope you guys don't mind that I'm sitting in silence right now. Yet I'm speaking. But I am touched by the fact that all of you are here with me tonight. So I needed you all here with me tonight. I couldn't do this alone. Everyone backstage, everyone on screen, everyone, well, I'm on screen, everybody in the comments section. This was not my finest hour, and I can admit that. Signing in wasn't an issue, but sitting back there and realizing that I can't call her again, yeah, that's a pain in the ass. I guess I had preparation because her health was slipping the last 2 years. It was declining. She did have a conversation with me, though, a couple of months before, maybe 4 months before my dad passed, and I told her that he wasn't the healthiest, and she sent him a prayer. I'll remember that. Sally was in hospice. Sally wasn't ready to be told that she was leaving this planet, which is why she didn't want to have anyone say that she's gone. She didn't like that. She crossed over. How could someone remain here on planet Earth when they gave so much of themselves that we expect there to be something left? How much more could she have given of herself? But yeah, this is the struggle, minute to minute. This is a struggle right now. It's 9:13 Eastern time, and it's a pretty tough 9:13 p.m. Eastern time for me right now. She's still here, says Classy. Better believe that. Yeah, you're right about that. Allison giving a lot of love to Sally. Giselle, she would totally send her dad a prayer. That is her always wanting the best for everyone. Yeah, she was very selfless. Sally always gave a lot of herself. It's always better to connect with people constructively through the screen than to sit there passively. Thank you. The great interviews, the greatest aspiration of film. I try to have conversations with people, Mark, because I feel like when you tell someone they're going to be interviewed, the first thing they think of is, wow, what questions are they going to ask me? Or am I going to answer the same old? I love being able to ask questions while having a conversation, but never interview someone. Because I know I don't want to be interviewed either. I want someone to sit down and ask questions about me, sure, but I feel like conversations are, for me at least, they're a lot more genuine. Interviews are formulaic. Thank you, Chad, for the hugs. Appreciate you, my friend. Avi, think about how she would want you to feel right now. She'd say, be positive. You're right. No, Will, that's some good advice there, Will. You're right about that. And I am. I'm a positive person. I'm a glass half full person. But I guess it's never enough, right? We love people so much that we can't have enough of them sometimes. And this is probably one of those nights where I miss Sally more than ever. I mean, this is a tribute to Sally. And it's a celebration of her life, for sure. But it also reminds me of how fragile life can be. You know, are we going to become a tribute video one day? Are we going to become a video uploaded on YouTube one day? Are we going to have the assistance of music remind people that they can feel? Or can we honor people while they're still alive? I came up with that decision a few months ago. I said, I'm going to honor everybody here while they're alive. And that's why during the celebrity tournament, we go from competitive camaraderie to This Is Your Life, which used to be an old game show. And I like the This Is Your Life portion of what we do because it's best to honor people when they're still here. We lose too many people too young. So sad, says Ed. You're right. Yeah. Especially those who remain young at heart. She was strong. She gave me strength, Classy. It's simply beautiful when Sally would do a prayer live. I know. I never really thought that would. The first time she did it, it caught me off guard in the best way possible. And I mean, she won me over with Scorpio. I mean, we get each other. Us Scorpios, we understand each other. She got me. I'm not going to, it's a family show, but she was very accurate about a lot of things she said. That's all I'm going to bring up right now. The Memory Lane videos move me every week, says Phil. Thank you. Tell people you love them while you can. Miranda, great conversation that you had with Sally earlier. We played that. That meant a lot to her. I love that so much, Avi. Thank you, Allison. Kelly, appreciate you being here. Guys, listen. I'm going to pull up this scrolling ticker. Tonight belongs to Sally Kirkland. Rest in peace, sweet angel. Stay tuned for the outro, guys. It's coming up right now. As a matter of fact, I want our TCAN host to pop in. You're going to find out which participants are ready for their celebrity tournament match next Saturday night. We have a special Sally outro, so don't go anywhere. As we know, round 2 is nearing its final lap, and this episode will be available, guys, tomorrow. It will not be available until tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So remember, if this goes dark, and it will, it does not mean this episode is lost. It will be re-uploaded. And I do have some cool news as well regarding lost episodes in a minute. Thank you for inviting us into your living rooms, guys. Thank you so much. It was an amazing conversation. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with her. It's no problem. I mean, look, I feel like this is a reminder of why we're so much closer than we are apart and why we cut through all the bullshit when it comes to TKN. It's not about clicks and likes and shares, and we want that because it helps us grow, but our overall message is universal. And hopefully it's directed to the actual studio. But our overall message is universal. It's being able to connect with people that don't feel like their voice matters. And your voice matters. Whether you're Miranda, whether you're Giselle, whether you're Kelly, all of our hosts who are here, everyone's voice matters. Howard, every single person here has a voice that should be heard. And we want you guys to know that when you're on screen here with us, I'm talking to all my hosts, you're not merely a host or a storyteller. You're a human being with a story. And your story might help a celebrity as much as their stories might help you. And when you're in the comments section, you're not merely an engine member. You're making us think. Your comments make us think. And if they're short and sweet and delightful, then we appreciate that too, because it's positive. Remember, there were people who told me that people like Sally and myself didn't have a place doing something like this because it was too positive. And now those same people are fans of what we do here. They're fans. Because it's not a fad right now, F-A-D. It's not a fad to be positive. Positivity, the way we present it, is addicting. It's the best kind of addiction that you can have. If you believe in it. When you realize it's real. When you realize that your messages get answered. And your workshops are free. And you're never going to be asked to pay a dime. Yeah, in this place, it's real. Classy, she was always looking for her next star. TKN will never go out of style. Positive. Guys, remember, this episode will be re-uploaded tomorrow. If my energy is different, it's because if you're sensing a different energy from me, a different vibe, I want to do this for Sally, and I am doing it for Sally, but I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but easy doesn't win ball games. You did. Thank you. Incredible job of putting all this together tonight to celebrate and honor Mrs. Sally Kirkland. Yeah, she was here for a while. She was here for a couple of years. 2 years she was with us, actually. Sally saw traits in people they didn't see in themselves. We have quite the library here at TKN, and I'm proud of that library. We've experienced a lot. Workshops are the best. Thank you. Guys, TKN hosts, sign in. I'll say it here live. Sign in. I think it's time to remind them, to my very, very angry producer in the back screaming at me. Okay, they're coming. Just send them the links. They're coming. We got Phil in the back. Brother Phil. Brother Phil's back there. This tribute was put together with such love. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. It's obvious you were very close to Sally. Condolences, Avitar. Thank you, Classy. I appreciate that. Workshops are wonderful. You're wonderful. Keep attending them. You're here, and we're learning a lot from all of you. Are you ready from snow? I see, Matt Catter. I'm glad you're here. Is it snowing where you are? I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I hear there's going to be a lot of snow in the Jersey area. Don't know where you are, and I don't know if it's snowing. Sally's soul is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. She is. And I say thank you on behalf of Sally. Beautiful soul, without question. It will be in a couple of hours in New York City. So you are in New York City, Matt Catter. We're getting to know a bit more about you. Why don't we ask Matt Catter some questions now in the comment section? Right now, we're going to try to figure out who Matt Catter is. While our hosts, who I hope can sign in right now, all of them, can enjoy the special Sally outro and also find out what we have in store for them next week. Are you in New York City? You said you are. I mean, let's ask him some questions. Chad, ask Matt Catter some questions, Chad. Anybody in there want to ask Matt Catter some questions? Let's find out a bit about Matt Catter. This was a beautiful tribute. Thank you. Her glow was bright. Yes. You have some questions for Matt Catter? Let us know in real time. Hey, Matt. Chat's starting slow. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? How's your night going? The mysterious Matt Catter. This is the time to ask the Mad One questions. That's the first clue as to who and where Matt Catter is from. Let's hope there are more clues. Let's continue that trend. What do you do for a living, Matt, is a great question, by the way, guys and gals and pals, followed by 3 question marks as well. Classy Times. No, you said you're from New York City. You can't change your answer. We already got that. Matt Hughes. Could it be Matt Hughes commenting, Classy, as posing as Matt Catter? You never know. It could be. Matt Hughes has a great sense of humor. If you guys remember Matt Hughes in his second round match, he had us all laughing. Chad, TKN. Okay. I have 3 big questions for Mr. Matt Catter. D-Man, this is the perfect night because, as you know, when it comes to the celebrity tournament matchups, they're hot and heavy. The topics are rolling. We have tribute videos. We have a plethora of great content. And then sometimes we forget to ask these questions. So, yes, tonight, ask Matt Catter a question because Sally appreciates a good laugh. Sally made us laugh as well. Ask her some questions. Ask Matt Catter some questions. Great celebration of a great life. Thank you so much, Richard. I appreciate that. You got me on Matt. Mad, get it. You're admitting to being Matt Hughes? I'll ask Matt now. 3 questions. Favorite Shakespeare play, Matt Hatter? Who would you support in the French Revolution most, and least favorite Disney film? Great questions. Great questions. So let's see if Matt Catter wants to answer. Okay. What do you like to eat for breakfast, Mr. Catter? Matt Hughes or Brittany? Classy Times. That's quite the stretch there. It's either Matt Hughes or someone named Brittany. Someone named Brittany. That's great. That's a great question, Chad. I'm never ready for snow, says Neon Nightwing. I want to play a game with you guys one day where I ask a question and I just pull up some random answer. It's a fun game we usually play after the show. Too many questions, Matt Catter. He's overwhelmed. Matt Catter's overwhelmed. Miranda says, Matt Hughes is awesome. I'd love to hear more from him. He might be in the comment section now. According to Matt Catter, he and Matt Hughes are one and the same. Or according to Classy. Or is it a Miss Carter? I don't know how to answer that, Classy. Okay, it could be a Miss Carter, I guess. Matt Catter, are you a sports fan? And if so, which sport? So Phil writes songs, Howard plays guitar, Who sings? I want to see Giselle and David sing. Giselle does sing, actually. That's very good, Noel. She's a singer. Matt Catter, Howard, Yankees fan, even though I'm not from NYC, but you said you were earlier. Why are you here with us only in the end of the broadcast? This Classy, who's really playing the role of interrogator here. This is great. I sing, says David. Okay, very good. Very matter of fact. Oops, what happened? Having fun with you guys. Hey, where's Kelly? Where's some of the gang? We want them to sign in. Hey, Joe, we see you back there. Why don't you tell Kelly to sign in, huh? Pete, Miranda, have them sign in right now. Let's go. I want to talk about next week's show, but I also want you guys to hear the following about Sally before we go to the outro. It's a special Sally Kirkland edition of our outro. I want to play that. The engine is in full force tonight. Yes. All I said is that it will snow in NYC. Okay, but can you say a little bit more? Because people are asking you a lot of questions, Matt Catter. Anything else, any hint that you can provide? Because people are curious. The people have spoken. Why doesn't Avi play some How's Rich and Simon tracks? You keep bringing them up, and I will, I promise. Spanish Fly, Angel Miguel Torres. That's a long name. The Spanish Fly, Angel Miguel Torres, 1797. Got to breathe after that. I'm here. Thank you. Damn. Two words in the comment section, and you have a 27 word nameplate. Oops was for the Miss Catter name mistakes. Is there a Miss Catter? There might be a Miss Catter. I don't know. You guys are asking great questions here. 4 to 6 inches of snow here in South Jersey. Of course, Ed, because you're in the wrong side of Jersey. I always told you, you're in South Jersey. Of course it's 6 inches of snow over there. Of course, Ed. He could be from Westchester, New York, says Phil. Westchester. Mr. Catter is from Matt TV, but not Brittany. I like these Da Vinci type clues, Da Vinci Code clues from Classy Times. I'm trying to figure this out. I love it. This is great stuff. What's up, Avi? Great to be here, says Angel. What's up, Angel, man? How you doing? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Support everybody. Support Cena in his final match. Why not? You know, he's had a great career. Not really, says Neon Nightwing. When is the last time New York City had snow? I know winter is like, what happened to real winters in New York City? What happened? I know we complained about them when we got them, but I mean, we kind of miss them because we don't want to feel as if we're in Arizona or somewhere. We want to feel like December should feel like New York City. Worcester. Okay, gotcha. Guys, let's go to outro right now. Let's bring our host in right now. Let's bring in Giselle. Let's bring in Brother Phil. Let's bring in Joe Recitano. Let's bring in Mr. Kelly J. White. And let's bring in, guys, she was there to interview Sally. Did a great job having a conversation with her as well. Miranda's in the house. We're all here right now. Guys and gals and pals, I want to let you know that I am so indebted to these men and women on screen because they made Sally week an amazing week right here on TKN. They made Sally's week. And I know that with her sense of humor and with her appreciation of life, to know that she resonates with people she never broke bread with means a lot. You're not forced to say anything, and you don't have to. But if anyone wants to say anything quick, albeit anything brief about Sally, what you've learned about her, the floor is yours. Anyone on screen, feel free.
I love how much she loved being here and wanted to share all of her experiences and stories. There is so much we can learn about the film industry from her. There's so much we can learn about storytelling in general from her. And she took these methods that are very much known for the stage and she transferred them to the film. I wish we could see so much more, but I'm very grateful for what we do have of her.
I'm grateful for you guys. As Ed said, the family's all in. Yeah, here we are, Ed, and you're part of that. We appreciate you. Guys, Kelly, Brother Phil, Joe Recitano, Miranda, very, very, very briefly, guys, because this is a brief outro. It's usually filled with top 10 moments, right, or top 10 contenders. Not tonight. Tonight it's an outro for Sally. And then we're going to find out who we have next week, next Saturday night. But speaking of brief videos, I promised it. Guys and gals and pals, some of you told me that being able to watch Sally Kirkland on screen tonight in the comment section has really touched you and moved you. Well, we get to know people through the topics, and we get to know people through their presentation, and we get to find out who the person behind the persona is. So I know right now, based on the expression you're seeing on this man's face, you're seeing someone who's intense. You're seeing someone who doesn't take any jive from anybody. That's Kelly White right here. You're looking at a guy who's always ready, guys and gals and pals.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he's awake or in dreams staring at Freddy. This is Kelly White, guys and gals. And I guarantee you, for those watching, we have to have a little T-Kent celebrity tournament moment right here, right now. We're going to have it right here, right now, with all the suits and ties watching. I keep saying round 2 is nearing its final lap and round 3 is upon us. So, guys, be aware. Be very aware.
Come on.
Guys and gals, Kelly White right now, he was going to make a case for why credible advice from others is more valuable for those that wish to achieve a particular goal.
Advice being guidance and recommendations given in regard to prudent future actions. Prudent future actions reaching goals. The goal of walking as a baby. Now think of yourself as a parent. I'm a parent and I've been a baby. Do we just, leave our kids wander, crawl around without any kind of guidance or instruction? Do you never see a parent, or have you never picked up a baby by the arms to help them take those first few steps and to learn? You're giving them guidance. I agree, we got all this advice and education, all this advice and recommendations, and then people say, hey, get some experience. That's a tough one for a lot of people. Finally, you get a job. Okay, you've got a physics degree and you get a job at a nuclear power plant. Do you think they just go, hey, there's the stuff? No offense, Buff. Have at it.
Can one singular act define a presidency, in your humble opinion?
Something Paul said, and I agree with both the guys on this. Compared to then, we are in actually a 24-hour news cycle.
Yes.
Something happens in the morning, it plays out through that day. Something else happens, everybody forgets it by the end of the next day because there's some other big deal going on.
Could 9/11, Kelly White, have been prevented if our world leaders were behind 9/11 and the acts of 9/11?
We have a man as president of the United States elected by the popular vote, or so it is said. There's controversy in that, just like controversy when he lost the last time. But there's other countries that their leaders aren't elected by the people. I think it's in the Soviet Union. Well, Russia, you either vote for the guy or you don't, but there's only one guy. That's it. Others just have a military coup and take over. But the thing with world leaders, they got there for a reason. They're holding power for a reason. And it's not because the people necessarily love them. If the powers that be have their fingers in all these different things because the world leaders are their puppets, and they all get together and influence what the media lets us know, doesn't let us know, makes up.
Guys and gals and pals, we're going to move on to topic number 2 right now. This is called settling or accepting. What is the difference between settling and accepting?
Do you have regrets? Do these regrets lead to more mental negative issues? The outside world may not see the difference in what you're doing. I know plenty of people that claim they've accepted it, but they're still settling. So it is 100% an internal, personal choice. But I put myself in the position of this school superintendent or whatever that gets his, budgetary commands from on high. I would work super hard, use every channel at my disposal to get the community involved, to get into the school with the bands, the music stores, the artists, the theater, to bring it from the community into the school.
I will play something on screen. It is your duty to finish the story by continuing to narrate it.
This strange item wrapped up, it could be a tall lamp, could be something else. What you notice, however, is that the very top of it, which is roundish in shape, isn't actually wrapped. There's a burlap sack, small in size, over top of it, again, coated with the dust of ages. Slowly, with that shaking hand, reach out and you grab the top of that bag. You slowly lift it up. It's not the face of the creature in your dream, though for just a split second you thought it would be. It would have been horrifying. It's not the face of the creature in your dream, though for just a split second you thought it would be. It would have been horrifying.
And to think that's only part one. That's part one. Guys and gals and pals, you want to see part two? Maybe this Wednesday night you'll be able to see part two in the Black Box, because what's coming up this Wednesday, you'll find out in the outro right now real quick. But guys and gals and pals, if you are watching, I know a lot of you are, this is going to get you, or that video should get you pumped up for next week as the tournament returns. And are all eyeing for the same thing that a Joe is eyeing. And of course, a Phil and a Miranda and myself. They want round three, a place that Giselle and Kelly currently reside in. If you draw Kelly White, all I have to tell you is if you thought that image of that ghoul was scary, wait till you draw Kelly White's name if that happens. Right now, guys, I do want to say this. Your nonverbal energy tells me a story. Tonight was about Sally. Tonight was Sally Kirkland's night. And I appreciate your lives. I appreciate your dedication to her on your Facebook pages. I appreciate the comments in the comment section. Guys, don't forget as well, tonight does belong to Sally Kirkland. Rest in peace, sweet angel. And remember, 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow on our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see this very broadcast. Again, it's going to go dark right after this outro. It's going to go dark. That being said, I want to read this very quickly because it actually is something that I feel is very appropriate when it comes to how I feel about Sally. We question his wisdom of his ways, and we thirst for answers in the coming days. Somehow we seek to understand why life is forfeited upon demand. An eternal flame will light the way as we embrace her memory every day. Ye servants who pass your earthly test, grant unto them eternal rest. Rest in peace is the fervent vow of this earth that you leave now. We've offered this prayer, O Lord above, in eternal memory of those that we love.
Don't mind. Would you let me do improvisation on the text? I'm not very good talking about my sex life.
I really suggest to people, whether you do it in rhyme like I do it or whether you just do free flow, that when stuff's coming up for you and you feel like crying, do one of two things. Either scream and cry at God, who, believe me, hears you, or sit down and write a poem and let the pain out that way, because then it becomes art. And then it's immortal, and maybe it reaches somebody out there who, relates. Lady Death invades the air and holds a black-gloved hand. Glued to the tube, Eyewitness News urgently takes a stand. You held me and squeezed me and said, never go. You told me we'd be one through our highs and our lows. Laughing, loving, drunken fools shake the house next door.
For the price of the ugliest pair of boots you ever saw. Dead lizards.
Oh, I feel like the belle of the ball. Reflection is impossible. Their noise is just a bore. Time is only a comma in the sentence of the soul. Living in the moment is the spirit of the goal.
I just want to work and work and work, and I want to blow your minds, and I want you to cry, and I want you to laugh. It's not over till the fat lady sings. I plan to be acting when I'm 100. I am desperate to recall details, for the pieces to fit together easily like they used to. Real pieces. Ugly, dirty, rotten. I don't care. All to see what I deeply care about, and it has to do with heart and soul and humanity.
Don't you know who I am?
You were a very big star once.
Act, Anna, act. You're going to die without acting.
you sleep with her? Oh, no. I really love acting, and I love God, and that's all I need. 54 years of films, and I started with Andy Warhol.
Oh, Lori, don't cry. We're making progress. We really are. Listen, Jimmy, can't we do it again?
Don't worry about it, pal. It was my mistake.
Coffee?
Yeah. Coffee.
I just like a great story with great characters.
Sorry to be like this, but it gives me kind of a reason for being. I long for your spirit. I'm helpless without you. Money can't buy what we had between us. How can I lie? I long for your spirit, your aura of gold, the wisdom within you that you've never sold, the courage, the strength that keeps me alive, the guts in the fishbowl every time that you dive. Why, oh why did you give me away like a simple white elephant without any say? Is that no matter what, that artists have a reason for being, and no matter how sensitive they are, the world does appreciate the art.
Go. What's that clock mean? Look at the anticipation. Look at the anticipation. Get all three, you get a nice $2,000 Christmas bonus. $2,000, you get all three. $1,000 if you get two. $500 if you get one. Merry Christmas, guys and gals. From all of us, from all of you. A WWE Hall of Famer we've never seen before. An award-winning hip-hop legend we've never seen before. And an NFL great and legendary action star all in one. Absolutely, guys and gals. I will ask my cast to stick around for one moment backstage. One moment, guys. For Joe Risitano, the peaceful one, Phil. Miranda, Gazelle, and everybody's worst nightmare in round number 3, Kelly J. White. Is yours truly, I'll be Klein. And once again, Sally, this was your night, and it always will be. Why? Because your very episode of The Guiding Light that you know we taped and kept in the can for a long time will be split up into 2 parts, and it will air in 2026. Guys and gals and pals, the final episode of The Guiding Light. Sally Monologue delivers a monologue, and she foreshadows certain events that you have to see. And those events have nothing to do with anything here, nothing domestic. It's foreshadowing what we're doing here under this umbrella of TKN, thanks to her spirit. We're uniting people, not dividing. Thank you again for being you, my friend.